Dr. Townsel here. Welcome back to the channel. Are you ready for 3 more tips about how to be successful in school, making your life easier and more successful? Let's get started. Remember, it's free to like the video, it's free to leave a comment below, it's free to share the video in case you know someone else who might benefit from the tips in this video, and I bet you do. It's also free to subscribe. You can go to the playlist at the end of the video and tap that little bell, and then when videos upload just to this series, just to this playlist, you'll get notifications, and then you don't have to mess around on anything else that's on the channel. You can just stick with this one playlist, the things that you're interested in. Today we start on a new section in the book, and I have some places marked to make sure that I cover these, and this section is called Getting Organized. So the first tip for today is to use a planner or a calendar. It sounds like it's a really grown-up type thing to do, and yeah, it probably is, but your life is not going to get less complicated. It's going to get more complicated. And trying to keep up with all that stuff in your head, not a good plan. You're going to have so much going on that you're going to need to write things down, things for your school domain, part of your life, things for your personal life, things for your social life, things for any other hobbies, interests, and things like that you've got going on. There's going to be more and more demands on your time. So writing them down in a calendar or a planner is going to free up the space in your head or your hard drive so that you have all that data somewhere else. You can do this on your phone if you like. Some people like to keep up with their events and things like that on their phone. I do use my phone as an alarm system to remind me what time to wake up, what time I really need to wake up, what time I need to get ready to go to bed, what time I need to get ready to leave in the morning, what time I need to leave for certain meetings, obligations, and things like that. But for dates and events that I'm going to have to do, it's just easier for me to put those into a hard copy planner. You've got to find what system works for you. Obviously, I'm a fan of planners. The next tip is to develop good habits. There's a theory about how many times you have to do something in a row before it becomes a habit, but repetition might help me to say that word. Repetition, it does work. So just doing something over and over and over again, repetitively, is going to help you develop that habit, and then you don't even have to think about it. Again, your brain is a hard drive. You're not having to use up space in that hard drive to think about, where are my keys? Where are my clothes? Where's my money? When you develop the good habits, you just automatically go towards those because you trained yourself not to think about it, just to do it. Let's look at some good habits. When you do have to take notes, make sure that you put the date on the notes. Try to organize them so that you can remember what you wrote. I think that using boxes, numbers, spacing, outline format has been beneficial to me to help me find information. Also, using tabs to separate my notes are helpful. For classes I took that I knew I was going to keep the book, I didn't even bother writing notes on separate pieces of paper. I simply wrote my notes at the back of the book to remind me what I needed to know, and that way I didn't have a separate binder or notebook or pieces of paper to keep up with, and then I just referred back. Also, if you're going to buy the book, you can write notes in the book to remind yourself of things that are important. To me, it's a far handier way to keep things that are really going to be super important to me instead of having 2 separate things. I keep my bag in a little rocket chair beside the back door, and I keep my keys to work on my bag. If you prefer a backpack, just keep it by the door so you don't forget it. Or if you have a messenger bag, you can hang it on the doorknob so you don't forget it. Get into the habit of keeping it in the same place so you always know where it is. And it's a habit, and it's not something you have to think about. You can also do things like putting your money in your wallet or your wherever you keep your money for your lunches and things like that. For routine things that are going to be a part of your day, just plan ahead and put it in there. Then you don't have to think about it. You don't have to wonder about it. You don't have to worry about it. You can also do things like getting a couple of outfits together at night that you might be in a mood for to wear the next day, or depending on the weather. Or you may be super organized and get like maybe 5 to 7 outfits together, and that's going to do you from the whole week. Then when you wake up, if you're not a morning person, you don't really want to make decisions in the morning. I don't. You can kind of like grab a set of stuff you've already prepared and just go. It limits that decision making, which is going to save you some time, saves you a lot of mental agony. Developing good habits. And then the last one, if you do use textbooks, you can consider color coding those. A lot of people poo-poo color coding, and it's not a new thing. I didn't make it up, but we're visual people, and we just automatically can see that these things belong to these other things if they match. You were taught this when you were a little kid, right? Just like put all the red balls in a pile, put all the yellow balls in a pile. So we're trained from the time that we're very, very early, before we even know what we're doing, to color code. So color coding can help your mind say, hey, this thing goes with that thing and that thing goes with that thing. Kind of like choosing clothes for some of us who do that sort of thing. If you use textbooks and binders and or notebooks, you can try to match your textbook to the binder color or to the notebook color as best you can. That just gives a visual clue about what goes with what, and you're not having to read. If you buy every binder the same color or every notebook the same color, then you're going to have to stop and read to see which one goes with which one if you keep things separate like this. Many times in college, it's easier to keep things separate because you're not going to every class every single day. For some high school students who are on block schedule, it can be the same. Possibly for middle school as well. Possibly you're not using any hard copy textbooks and you're not having to use any hard copy notes. And if you do that, then a filing system is going to be very important for you. But this is a good visual way to organize materials. Thanks for watching. Remember, it's free to like, subscribe, share the video if appropriate, leave your comment below. If you've got a good tip, maybe I'll cover it, but maybe I won't, so go ahead and leave it. It's only going to make us smarter, right? Until next time, take care, and let's just handle our business, right? Because you know what? If we don't handle our business, two things will happen. Somebody will handle it for us, or it just gets messy. And we don't want messy. Bye.